What's up, everybody? And trying to back another video. Thanks for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Anyways, today I want to talk about you see the title and everything. I'm gonna talk about my the halos I just put on the 300. Some lightning trends. It's the Flowseries. That's the I believe that's the top of the line that they have. So, but anyways. Well, this is not going to be a how-to video, just put that out there. I'm not going to be showing y'all how to install or anything like that. This is basically just me, I guess, like a review of the product, if you're thinking about getting it for your 300, or whatever car really, because, it's the same product for every, you can put it in every car. They make kits for different cars, but the one I have is specifically made for the 300, but they have the same kit for, Dodges and, Mazdas and all that. But anyways, I'm gonna pop the hood, obviously show y'all what it is, and go from there. In my favorite location, as usual. I don't mind the car. The car is really dirty, but there it is. I currently have it on green, obviously. But yeah, that's the headlights. This was a pain. I'll explain everything that went into how I ever ended up with this in the first place. But I said I can change the colors on it. I mainly drive on green, sometimes amber. But yeah, I mainly drive on green. How I wired it up, it's pretty. That's one thing about this thing. Well, I'll explain it later, but basically, the way I wired it up, it's right there. It comes with an extension, so basically, have it zip tied to this loop right here, and most of the wiring craziness is right here. As you can see, it's all disorganized. I believe that's a Bluetooth module, and that's, I'm not sure which one's Bluetooth, but everything is here. Now I do have it. What I did differently compared to what most people would do, at least that I've seen online, is I do have it wired to a switch. So most people, what they just do, especially on this car, when I was looking up online, at least, good thing about this car is a positive right here, and you got a ground right here. There's also another ground somewhere down here you could use, but I just use this one up here, as you can see. And my power is coming from here. Most people just connect it directly to this, which is something you can do. Only problem with that is, can you imagine this is a constant 12 volts. It means the lights are always going to be on. Obviously my car is off now. But like I said, I have it wired to a switch that goes into the car. Yeah, just follows this. I kind of wrapped it up. Goes through the firewall. And there's a switch right there, so that way I can turn it off and on. So obviously it's off now, and I don't need the engine running. You can see it's off. I hit it one more time. Obviously it comes back on. So that way I can turn it off and on without having any other lights on. So yeah, go back to the car. Yeah, so that's one thing about this kit. It doesn't come with any instructions or anything. So when you do buy it, I think the idea behind it is that they expect you to have someone do it for you. Expect you to have someone install it for you, which is probably ideal, because one big thing about this Halos is that it does come with a warranty, but it's depending on your situation. Okay, now if you install this yourself, or if you have some random person install it for you, you only get a 1-year warranty. All right, but if you're able to find an authorized Lightning Trendz dealer and have them install it for you, you get a lifetime warranty, which I feel like is key, especially with this Flowseries, because I'm not gonna lie. When I did some research, especially you can look it up on YouTube. There's a lot of people who have this, Flowseries on their cars, and a lot of them are failing. You can get the underglow and everything. So a lot of them are failing. And if you have the lifetime warranty, it's not something you don't have to worry about. But if you're doing it yourself and it fails, if you're still under the warranty, then obviously you're gonna have to take it out again and take the LEDs out and wait for a new one. I heard some people saying, because with the Lightning Trendz, there are I think you got 4 options. So you can get a regular RGB, you can get the RGB W, I think is what it's called, which is basically the same as the RGB, but it has like a normal whites compared to the RGB where it's kind of like a off-white. But with RGBW, you get a real white, and you get the Flowseries, which is what I have. Okay, and now the Flowseries, the way why it's called Flowseries because it has the crazy effect where you could, change the pattern, and it goes in all these crazy colors and everything, which kind of looks cool, but yeah, that's why it's the top of the line. People say the RGBW and the RGBs are maybe more reliable, only because they don't have that, ability to do all that crazy effect, and perhaps that's maybe what kills it, and that's why they fail so frequently. But I've had them on now for a little over a week now. Obviously, I'm not having any issues, but we're just gonna wait and see how this stand test of time and all that. But anyways, yeah. So the reason why I went with this, obviously, I was thinking of getting halos on my car. You remember my last 300? I put a picture of it. I had like an aftermarket headlight in there, and like the halos were like trash. Like you couldn't really see them during the day. You could only see them at night, and it kind of looked cheap, So I was like, nah, I want some real actual halos, and I wanted to keep my factory headlights because I do have the HIDs, so I don't really have the option of going with aftermarket headlights, even if I wanted to. But yeah, it doesn't come with instructions. The way to do it, obviously, the headlight has to come out. What people would do, they put in the oven, bake it for like 10 minutes on 275 degrees. Like I said, this is not a how-to, so I can't recommend anything. But well, yeah, they basically bake them up, and then you open it and you put the LEDs. There's some drilling involved and stuff like that. It's a pain, but it is doable. That's why I say if you can find a Lifetime Trendz dealer, just have them do it for you. Just pay the money, so that way, like I said, you get that lifetime warranty. So, for me, I kind of messed it up. My headlights. I'll show you guys. The first one I scratched it up real good. Like the lenses were messed up. Taking it off. So, and the problem with this car is you can't just buy the lenses. So what I had to do was I basically went on eBay and I had to order a brand new headlights. Now I went with the halogen style because physically it's the same, halogen and HIDs. But when I got it, it was pretty cheap. It was like 114 bucks, And then when I got it, I had that opened up, and I took the lenses off the new one and I put it on my lights. So that's why it looks as that's why it looks as clear as it is, because it's like I said, it's literally brand new. So but yeah, like I said, I don't know. Another thing I'm kind of worried about, like I said, is just the reliability with it, because one thing about LEDs is that problem with LEDs is they don't like to get hot. They don't get hot normally, but once you're taking an LED and you put them in enclosed space like that, where there's not a lot of airflow, and then you have HIDs, which get even hotter. I bet it gets very hot in there. So that's why I'm kind of see how long they last, and like I said, taking them out again and putting new ones it's too much of a pain, So, but we'll see how it lasts. I'll do updates, if you fail or anything like that. But so far though, I haven't really had any issues. They're really bright. They get really bright for sure. You can definitely see them in the day. Actually at night I have to tone it down. Actually, when I drive at night, I have to bring it down on the brightness level, down a little one notch. Not because it's too bright, but it's like it's very bright. So, but during the daytime I run at maximum brightness. So, but yeah, like I said, I usually drive on green or amber. Depending on where you leave, you might want to check the laws. You can get pulled over for it. So, that's one thing to keep in mind. Now, how to control it? Like I said, you could get an option. You could get a Bluetooth controller, or you could get like I believe you can get like an infrared remote, something like that. Just go with the Bluetooth. Spend the extra money, go with the Bluetooth. It's a lot more convenient. You can just, like I said, do it on your phone. I'll show you all the app and everything, how it works. It's pretty easy. It's a basic app, it's really nothing crazy about it. But I'll show you the app and how it works and stuff like that. But yeah, I love it so far. I got a lot of compliments. Like I said, looking online, people have been saying the RGBW might be the more reliable one, just because it doesn't have that craziness, with the Flowseries with changing colors and all that. Which that's something to kind of think about, because to be honest, having the Flowseries and having all that crazy patterns, like obviously you can't drive like that, and that is only for car shows, you're only going to do that when you know, like I said, when you're car shows, and you know you're not going to drive like that, or else you're going to get pulled over almost right away. So most likely when you're driving, you're probably just going to have it at a solid color, you know, where it's not changing or doing anything crazy. So maybe that's the reason to just go to RGBW, and it's, you know, I said it's a little bit cheaper. But I don't know. For me, I like to go all the way to the top, so I'm going Flowseries. So, but if mine does fail and I have to get a new one, I would probably just go with the RGBWs. So, because I don't really hear a lot of people having issues with those. So that's one thing I'll say. But yeah, anyways, it's been good. I love it. Like I said, I'll put some clips and everything so y'all can see, and yeah. All right, now I'm going to show y'all the app. It's called Magic LED. You just go on the Play Store, or I believe it's available on iOS as well. Yeah, that's the app right there. Magic LED. Once you open it, it's going to search. It's currently off right now, so I'm going to hit my switch, turn it on. Probably have to scan it again. And there it is, SP105E. That's the name. You just hit that. Take a little bit and then it connects. But yeah, this is the app. Like I said, it's pretty basic, it's easy to use. It has a setting tab right here. I recommend not messing with this because there's no like a default or sets a default. Because one thing I did, I accidentally changed this where it says GRB and SK this. I changed it and I didn't know which one to go back to, because when you change it, it's actually going to affect the lights and what color you can choose. I think I changed to like RGB something, and then my green was white and my white was green. Some colors weren't working, so I had to call them up and they told me what setting it was, so I put it back. So I said, just don't mess with this, just leave that setting tab alone. That's where you want to be for the most part. I said this where you hit this tab right here. This way you see all the modes and everything. Like I said, you have auto. When you have it on auto, that's when it does the crazy light changing things. It basically just cycles through all the modes basically on auto. Like I said, it's good for all car shows. Just leave it on auto and let's let it do its thing. And then you can choose whatever color you want. Obviously red, you got green blue. This is the warm white. It's like a real white color instead of like an off-white. So yeah, I usually just drive it on green, or I do like an amber. It has a color wheel here as well. You can use to adjust the color somewhere around here. One thing I would say though about the app, it doesn't so if you pick one of the pre-selected colors, so like the warm whites, red, green, or blue, and you shut it off and you turn it back on, it will go back to that setting. It will go back to whatever color you had last. If you have it on auto mode and you shut it off and you turn it back on, it will go back to auto mode. But if you select a custom color on here, okay, like I said, you know, sometimes, like I said, I usually drive it on amber. Sometimes if I set it on like amber somewhere here and I shut it off, when I turn it back on, it goes back to red for whatever reason. Okay, so I think it will just go back to the closest color that they have pre-selected. So that's one thing to keep in mind. But yeah, that's one thing to keep in mind, like I said. But if I just select one of these colors that's on here and I shut it off and I turn it back on, it goes back to that color. So, and then obviously this is where you adjust the brightness. I said during daytime you should have it on max brightness, but if I'm driving at night, I usually just bring it down a notch like this. But yeah, you can definitely leave it on maximum brightness all the time. I don't see no problem with that. What else with the app? Oh yeah, and the speed. So the speed mode is for when you have it on, and this are all the modes. There's over, I think like 200 modes on there. So yeah, but when you put on auto, like I said, it cycles through the mode, and then you can adjust the speed of the or whatever mode is going when it's going through the crazy color wheel thing. So that's kind of cool. You can adjust that. This I believe just random does like a random mode or something. You can use it to select that. So, well yeah, it's pretty basic app, and obviously this is how you turn it off and on. But yeah, that's pretty much it with the app. All right, so wrapping up the video, like I said, it's been pretty good. Well, just want to talk about one last thing real quick before I end it about the wiring. Like I said, I do have mine. I had the switches laying around in my house, so I just wire that up. And if you need help wiring up, it's pretty easy. You can look it up. I'm not gonna explain all of that. One thing I'll say about the wiring though, if you do have it wired directly to the terminal right here, like I said, you got to make sure you turn it off on the app, because if you, like I said, this is a constant 12 volt. Okay, so if you have it directly wired here, the positive, it's always gonna be on. So when you get done driving, you got to make sure you open the app and turn it off. You know, I was doing that at first, but I kind of got tired of it. I was like, I wanted to go off of the car. So another option you can do is you can actually wire it to the parking lights. Okay, so the parking light bulb is here. You can kind of see where I did it. That red wire is kind of why I tapped it in, and I basically wired it to that, so that way whenever I turn on the parking lights, which is show you all the switch for that. You know what the parking lights is, but you return to this switch right here. Okay, when the parking light comes on, my halo comes on, which is this little amber light up there. That's another option you can do. The only problem why I didn't like that, because once you turn on your parking lights, obviously your tail lights are going to be on all the time, and I didn't want my tail lights being on all the time. And honestly, I just want to be able to run the halos as just being the only lights being on. I don't want any other lights on. I just want the halos running all the time, and you know, during the day at least, I don't want any other lights on. So I was like, you know what, I'm just get a switch and wire it to the switch, so that way I can have just the halos being on when I want. So, but yeah, that's about it, man, with the lightning Trendz. Oh, and also when you're sealing your headlights, you can see I kind of went crazy on the thing. I put a lot of silicone on there, or God, what's this thing called? I can't remember what it's called, but I made sure I sealed it up real good, because I don't want to have no problem with, you know, water getting in or condensation or anything like that. And this is not what I used to seal, just so you know. There's like a real black epoxy on there, and then I just put this one on the outside for even more extra, you know, sealing power or whatever. So but anyways, that's all I got, man. I currently have it on auto mode. Like I said, it's just gonna be cycling through the modes, and it's real good. You know, I love it for sure. That's all I got. That didn't look good, man. That's all I got, man. So if you're thinking of getting it, you know, for sure get it. Get it installed by authorized dealer for sure. Yeah. Anyways, that's shorting it out. See you on the next one, man. Peace.